Good afternoon and welcome to our second Career and Transfer Services Get Connected, our quick hit Mondays. And today we'll be talking about Transfer 101. Joining me on this panel today are several of my colleagues. We have Dr. K, Dr. Morris, and of course our administrative assistant, Mrs. Sunny King, and they can all jump in.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. If you're watching us on our Career and Transfer Services YouTube channel, thank you for joining in.
For those of you who are considered transfer, we want to make sure that our students are equipped and knowledgeable of the transfer process. And so we'll be doing a series of transfer 101s. What do you need to know? Who's your contact? Who do you need to see about finances? How do you get your transcript sent over to another institution? A conversation, important people to know in your transfer process. Of course, the number one person or people that you need to get to know is your CAT specialist, your transfer office specialist, and that would be us. And we're located on all three campuses. And in our particular areas, we do have on staff transfer specialists as well as
Nevada State.
Right, Nevada State is here. And so those are people, local colleges that you can also get in contact with directly, but also your specialists can help you research and find out the process at other institutions across the United States.
Yeah, and just to jump in really quickly, Rita, the last week, just so you all know, if you haven't seen on our YouTube channel last week, Nikki Hughes, who is one of our senior specialists, did a conversation focused on the top 10 things to know when you're looking to transfer from CSN to another institution. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that conversation, that presentation yet, we encourage you to go back and watch that because that really is the foundational conversation. And then as Rita mentioned, each week we're going to focus in on another part of the process. So today we're really looking at, following up on what Nikki talked about last week, who really are those important people to know in this process. So again, as Rita just shared, the senior specialists here at CSN really are going to be your go-to people to help you kind of navigate this process. We kind of look at them as the facilitators of the journey. So if you go and talk with a specialist, they can help you kind of figure out what comes next and who to connect to. And so they really want them to be kind of your number one person and contact, and then they can help you kind of move through the rest of this list that we're going to talk about today. So thank you. I just wanted to throw that in.
Number two, your references and your reference letter contacts. So important because a lot of schools require reference letters. And so you want to already have those individuals lined up so that you won't be trying to make contact when you really need these letters. And it's going to be simple letters, how they know you, why do they think you'll be a good candidate for that particular institution? And so you want to keep those reference letters or those contacts someplace safe. What I tell students to do is to get a file folder, label it transfer file, and start to assemble all the important documents that you're going to require to make this transfer. Who can these letters be from? Dr. Karen has put in current faculty, especially those faculty members that you have a rapport with, that know you, that know your capabilities, and how well you're going to succeed at that other institution. Faculty at the transfer institution, one of the ways to make that contact is to start dialing on the telephone. So a lot of times you'll get a faculty member to answer the phone, and that's going to be your first contact. That'll be your first person you get to know. And so you can ask them questions and write their name in your transfer book.
Faculty here and at the other institution are also going to be really important to give you some insight into the programs that you're looking at. You know, your connections here at CSN are not only going to be able to write great letters of recommendation for you and be references for you, but they're also going to be able to give you that kind of that expert insider understanding of what it is you're going to be expected to do at the transfer institution. So for example, if you're going from CSN to UNLV or CSN to Nevada State or UNR or any other college in the state or out of state, your current faculty can kind of give you a good sense of, well, at UNLV, they're going to expect you to know XYZ before you walk through the door. So you really want to use them, connect with them, talk with them, to really get their words of wisdom on how you can best be prepared as you move forward in that transfer process, so you're ready when you get there. Same thing on the flip side, those faculty at the transfer institution, like Rita said, get to know those people at the other institution, whether they do open houses, schedule an interview with them, go to campus, meet with them, meet with the department. Those are going to be your future people. So you want to connect as quickly as possible. And those are also people who are going to not only lead your academic journey when at the new institution, but are also future letters of recommendation as well, as you look towards graduate school or employment or whatever is going to be coming after your next degree. So just some insight that we wanted to share today, just in terms of interacting with faculty.
Register at the current at your current institution. That would be your registrar here at CSN. Why do you need to know and have contact with the registrar's office here? Because they're going to be the ones who are going to facilitate your graduation date. They're going to be able to give you your transcripts, or at least make sure that you know how to request the transcripts and have them transferred to the other institution. The registrar at the receiving transfer institution, why you need to know them? Because you're going to want to check with them. Hi, this is Rita. Have you received my transcripts? If not, is there another way that I can facilitate you getting them? Maybe I have to go over and hand deliver a certified copy that has not been opened. And so that's why you want to make sure that you're in contact with the registrar here at CSN, as well as the registrar, maybe we'll say at UNLV, so that you know where your transcripts are at almost all times, because without transcripts, you won't get into the other institution.
And you want to make sure everything, as Rita said, is current and accurate as they do your transcript evaluation, and especially at the receiving institution, because they will make the determination of what transfers and what that equates to in terms of their degree requirement. So it's really critical to stay on top of that as you're trying to figure out what you're bringing in from CSN and how that is going to help you as you plan to meet the requirements of the next degree. It's the responsibility of making sure that all that information gets there is yours, but it's also your responsibility to, as Rita said, making sure you're connecting with the new institution to understand how they are reviewing the credits that you're bringing in and what exactly the equivalencies will be in terms of what you need to graduate. So those are sometimes really complicated pieces and can be a little overwhelming. So just make sure you're looking for support, not only from the CSN side, but also from your new institution.
Number 7, your advisor at the current institution. We would hope that everybody in this session has sat down with an advisor, because the advisors are going to be the ones who tell you what classes you're going to take, what classes will possibly transfer. They're going to keep you on track throughout the 2 years that you spend at CSN and ensure that you can transfer possibly as a junior. The other great thing about staying in contact with your advisor here at CSN, because they can refer you back to us and to our sister schools advisors who are right on campus. Their transfer advisors are right here on CSN campuses. So why not utilize them if you know that you're going to transfer in-state? They're right here. They can help you map out those degree plans, what you should be taking, when you should be taking them. They should also let you know how they're going to transfer over into UNLV or Nevada State or UNR.
Yeah, and that's absolutely, Rita. That's a perfect segue to number 8 and 9, because those advisors are literally right here. You can reach them physically, in person. You can reach them virtually. So that is an incredible resource that you have here at CSN that not many schools have. As somebody who came from different institutions, that's not as common as you would think it is. So use those resources. UNR is here, as we mentioned. UNLV is here, and Nevada State College is here. So we are absolutely here to assist you and having access to those resources right here at CSN, physically and or virtually, is a wonderful resource. So if you're not sure how to connect, or you're a little nervous about connecting with those institution reps, please just, again, circle back to number 1, come back to Career and Transfer Services and work with one of our specialists, and we're happy to make that connection with you and help you navigate that process. And number 9, as Rita said, we're right back to the admissions counselor. If it's happens to be a college that is not associated with the ones that we have here, then that person, say you're transferring to Boston University on the East Coast, you're going to want to be in constant contact with that transfer admissions counselor at Boston University. So that will be, because we don't have that person here as a resource, the specialist here can help you make that connection to the person in Boston. But that person really needs to be somebody that you're talking with on a regular basis, just like you would be talking to the UNLV rep here.
And I think too, Dr. Karen, it's so important that they make that contact, because while you're attending CSN and taking classes here, you want to almost be sure that what you're taking here is going to transfer to that institution and how it's going to transfer. That way you don't lose credits.
Absolutely. And that is all of their decision. Like, CSN can make recommendations, we work with the information we have, but getting connected and knowing what the expectations are from the transfer institution is just, we can't express how critical that is. You don't want there to be any surprises in terms of what you're taking, what you're planning to take, and what you need to transfer in order to make that transfer as effective as possible.
Financial aid at the current institution. Well, it's always crucial. The more information you can gather, the well-rounded student or the better student you're going to be. And so I always tell students, stop by financial aid and ask the correct information. Sometimes you need to ask about additional scholarships, additional grants. And so that's one of the reasons why I can see you always stopping by financial aid. Not always, don't become a pest, but make sure they know you. And of course, the financial aid at the transfer institution, you want to make connection with that particular office as early as possible, because their deadline dates or priority deadline dates are probably sooner than CSN's, and you want to make sure you're aware of those dates. You don't want to miss them. And that's critical, and they're going to be the ones that have the repository of scholarships. So you want to make contact as early as possible with the transfer institution.
Absolutely. And financial aid is an area that the offices really do work closely together to ensure that not only that you're transferring information or the application or anything you need to do on the federal level, but also at the institutional level, for your financial picture and award letters to be produced, especially at the new institution. And as Rita said, if there's transfer scholarships, a lot of colleges nationwide have scholarships specifically for transfers. That's typically a first come, first serve type of situation. So the earlier you are applying and navigating that process and connecting with financial aid and connecting with the scholarship opportunities, the better chance you have of getting or winning that scholarship. So, so it's definitely very important to keep that line of communication open between our office and theirs.
You know, they need to focus mainly to actually sit with their advisor and counselor. That is very important.
I agree with that. To transfer, really to look at what they're currently in, what are their career goals, the major or degree program they are in here may not be the same degree program that they're going to transfer to. They may be in a general studies program here, but will get more specific in their final 2 years. So they should see, since we have advisors from other colleges on campus, they need to visit with them and see them. They will help them pick the best route they should go. And they need to confer with financial aid to see if they can afford it.
The other thing too, you know, when you're transferring to these out-of-state colleges, you're gonna require housing. So you may want to make contact with those people. Where are the dormitories? Do they have dorms? Are you gonna stay on campus, or do you have to stay off campus? These are things that you have to find out early enough so you won't be shocked.
Yeah, the housing one's a big one. Thank you for bringing that up, Rita. And that's an important one if you are, like you said, transferring to an institution that has residence halls or apartment complexes. Sometimes there's dining plans involved. There's residence hall costs. I mean, there's a lot of additional things to think about if you're going to be a resident on campus. Are there other ones that anybody else can think of that we have not talked about today? We have a great list here.
Other students at the institution that you're going to transfer to, because they're going to be able to give you, I call it the transferring 101, what to expect as a freshman student. Where do you go to do your laundry? Where do you go to get the best pizza? So other students at the institution that you're transferring to.
What about parking?
Oh, you're right, Virginia. Yeah, that's a really important one. Depending on whether you're commuting and or living on campus at your new institution, you have to connect with transportation services, parking, campus safety. They call them different things. But that's an important one. Thank you, Virginia.
And a lot of colleges have student ambassadors or concierge who can really hold your hand and tell you the ins and outs and what's to be expected. And you can't beat their advice. So I would always say align yourself with fellow students from that university that you're transferring to.
I would agree. Any other suggestions? Those are some great ads. I think too, as we kind of move to our closing for today, just a reminder that that number one on the last slide, I'm gonna reinforce that again. Career and Transfer Services at CSN, our specialists and our team as a whole, we are here to help you navigate this process. You know, we know it can be confusing and can be overwhelming, but it's also really exciting as you start to kind of plan out and think, you know, what comes next after CSN in terms of your goals and what degrees and what credentials that you are looking to pursue and achieve. So earlier the better is our mantra. So if you are a first year student watching this, which I hope you are, I really highly recommend that you connect with us as quickly as possible. It's never too early to start thinking about setting yourself up for a successful transfer process. So use our team, you can connect with FYE and or Career and Transfer Services, and we'll get you to a specialist either way. But that's just kind of closing closing remarks on that last slide. And just a couple things up on the screen for you all who out there who are watching today. We do virtual one-on-one appointments. So we added that tiny URL to the screen. So please, if you're interested in connecting with a specialist to talk about transfer, the transfer process, or anything else related to career and transfer services, you can type in that link and make an appointment. So just as easy as that. We are available in person as well on all 3 campuses, so you can come in and use the Coyote queue to hop in line to see a specialist in person as well at Henderson, Charleston, and or North Las Vegas. And then we also have up on the screen just a quick little fun flip book, which talks about, and maybe Sunny, you can play it for us if you wouldn't mind, just highlighting some of our upcoming events. We have a lot going on this semester, so we encourage you to stay connected with us on social media, stay connected with us on YouTube, our webpage, etc. And this flip book gives you kind of a good summary of all the awesome things that are coming. So I'm going to ask Sunny to kind of flip through for us. So this will talk through, as you can see, all the different events coming up, so you can take a look at it, you know, when you have time. But we just wanted to share a visual of this with you today, so you could take a look at it. So we have some events coming up about CTAP, career and technical education, some information on Handshake. We have a meet and mingle coming up, Type Focus, which can help you look at different majors and exploration. We do lots of work on resumes, never too early to start that, so we encourage you to attend one of those this semester. We have a workshop coming up specifically on LinkedIn, which is another critical tool for you all as you start to navigate and start to network, not only with your college community, but with potential transfer schools or potential employers. It's just a great way to get out there and get connected. So that's coming up in November. We have Career and Transfer Services and Disability Resource Center informational event for any students who are registered with our Disability Resource Center. We encourage you to attend this session at the end of October. We did it last semester, and it's a really great event. More on networking, critical again to success, whether it's educational, employment, any type of networking. We really want to kind of give you a venue to start talking about those kinds of things. So we're going to have a panel discussion, as you can see on the flyer, really talking about professionalism and networking and the importance of that as you kind of move forward. So these are all great things, not only for first-year students, but for all students at CSN. We talked about Quick Hit Mondays. We're in that right now, so we encourage you to come back every Monday. Those are the different topics we'll be talking about each week for Quick Hit Mondays. Next week, we're talking about how to effectively use a transfer fair to meet your goals. We have the CSN Transfer Fair coming up really soon in October. So if you're interested in that for next week, we encourage you to come back. And then we have a team for Got Goals. They're from US Bank, and they presented last week, and it was just incredible. So they're coming back again in October, so we highly recommend jumping in on that one. There's 2 dates, the 13th and the 14th, it looks like. And our career fair, another big signature event for the office. That's coming up November 3rd from 10 to 1. Definitely keep an eye open on our social media for more information on that, and use our other workshops to get ready for the career fair. That's just an incredible opportunity in terms of employment and other opportunities to network. And showcase our faculty and staff. We'll move past that one because that's for our faculty and staff. And I think we got a couple more. The TAP program. We have an upcoming workshop that will talk about the textbook assistance program on November 18th. And this is a program the department can assist students in accessing textbooks for the following semester. So that's always a popular one. So come join us so you can learn more about that that program within the department. And then, as I mentioned, we have virtual appointments available with the CATS team. So you can just go to tinyurl.com/meetcats and you can make an appointment. Super easy. Just go in our system and you can make an appointment with one of our CATS team members. And I think that's the last one. So much going on. Dr. Morris, I know you have an event coming up this week. You want to talk about that?
Yes, on Thursday, the 23rd, I have a mix and mingle event, and this is for faculty, staff, and students. This is rebounding from the pandemic. What's most importantly about this is that 2020, it looks like the world just stopped and that all of us had nothing that we were going to be able to do. But right now, you know, students are back on campus. So we're hoping that students will come out, get to know each other, get to know the staff of the Career and Transfer Services and the resources that we do provide. So it'll be a great event. So I hope everybody comes out on the 23rd. It starts at 10 o'clock.
Any other final thoughts from the team about the transfer people to know, which is our topic for today?
They should see someone early.
Yeah.
Transferring is not a last minute process. If you plan on transferring and going to transferring to a school in 2022, you should be seeing someone this fall, applying this fall, looking at transfer scholarships. Everything is going to revolve and doing it early.
Yes. So come and see us in Career and Transfer Services. We can definitely get you moving in the right direction, whether you're just started as a first year student or whether you've been here. Dr. Morris is right. There's strict deadlines around the transfer process, especially in terms of scholarships. So you want to make sure you are on track and covering your bases across the process. So come see us. We are here to help. We are absolutely here to assist you in any way we can. So thank you for watching our presentation, our conversation today, and we look forward to seeing you at next week's Quick Hit Monday.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.